So I've obviously got this ready to go, and I haven't put my Dremel to it to sand it down, but the more I have looked at this, and again, I don't think you can get a good view of it on the video, maybe right here. You can see there's a dip here in this where the sight channel should be. This I think my cutout, let me get that over here. I think my cutout was really large enough. I mean, it's a good ½ inch or so above, you know, above the top of the sight line. But I think this board was just a little bit thicker than normal. I think that made this push down a little bit farther and gave me a more 90-degree angle here instead of a little bit of a angle out, which would have provided that sight channel. And the front part of it is fine. It's up above the sight line, but then it kind of sags down here. So I was going to just go with it, but the more I looked at it with my gun, you can see it sags down almost to touch the gun there. So that's not going to be good. So I've decided to try a little customization. Probably, to be honest with you, should have, when the piece of kydex was whole, probably remelted it and given it another go. But at the time I thought, well, gee, I think the channel is deep enough. But now that I've got it cut and ready to put together, I think I'm going to try to fix it before I put it all together. So in order to do that, I'm going to try a little customization work using a curling iron. Don't know if this will work, but if it does, it'll give everyone a good tool to use in working with this kydex if they need to. I've looked up the average temp of a curling iron online, and they'll go somewhere between 300 and 400 degrees, which should be just about right. And I'm going to try to just put it under here, and not really, I don't want to get it all the way melted, but I'm hoping I can just move this edge up a little bit and maybe angle it out slightly. I obviously don't want to upset the form of my trigger guard and the gun itself. I want to keep that, and I just want to move this edge a little bit. So we're going to see if that works. So here's the curling iron, and I'm just going to kind of rub this up in here. Rub this in here, let it sit for a second and see how it works. You see here, it's got a nice little clip, and we'll just see. Okay, so I gotta tell you, I'm happy to report a successful experiment. I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit less 90-degree-ish there. Comes out just a little bit. And now I've got a little bit of space between the kydex and the top of my gun, so I've got a little sight channel, a little bit better clearance there. Just had to hold that curling iron on there, just direct heat for a few minutes, and you could feel the kydex heat up, and it was very localized, so I was able to just work a specific area. It didn't affect the rest of the kydex. So hope that's helpful to anybody who might have similar experience, need a little custom work done on their kydex. That worked out very nicely. I may work on a little bit more on this edge right here, just to get this to lay down flat. Now that I've changed this angle here, I'm not 100% flat, but I mean, I'm pretty doggone close, and I think when I rivet that puppy down, it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. Now this is my rough cut. I'm going to take my Dremel and sand that down, and then we'll be ready to drill some holes and put it all together. And again, the trimming, I got to tell you, with very easy with a pair of tin snips, no trouble whatsoever. You find out when you trim all this excess away, they give you plenty of kydex. So we'll get back to you when I have a finished product.